Now let's take a look at the Browns. Christian Kirksey is going to miss the rest of the season as he had surgery, a torn pectoral tendon, and that's how problematic is that?
I mean, it's sad for Kirksey. You know, it's 2 years in a row now, and I really liked him when he first came. I think it was out of Iowa. He first came out of Iowa, and he looked good. And it's just very, very sad. And what are they going to do with him in 2020? That's a big question.
This portion of the show brought to you by the Ohio Lottery. The Browns defense, nothing new to injuries. They've had them all. It's only 4 games in, but they've had them. However, the second string or bits and pieces have come in and stepped in and done really well. Let's take a look at what they've done. Secondary is getting it done now. This season, 215 passing yardage per game, 17th in the NFL. 3 of the team's 4 interceptions have come from the backup secondary. Carrie and Burris, as well as Jermaine-Whitehead. Whitehead also had a forced fumble, and Carrie had a fumble recovery, so nothing wrong with that. I didn't seem to miss anybody that way.
Yeah, Les, and we have not spoken on this air since the Browns dismantled the Ravens 40-25. Actual score 40-18.
Sure.
The garbage time touchdown made it look closer than it was, and it still wasn't close. But hats off to the Browns, helmets off to the Browns. Excellent job going into Baltimore. I didn't expect them to do it. I thought they were too disjointed, too many issues to fix in 1 week. They look terrific across the board. And you mentioned the defense. 3/4 of the starting secondary is out because of injury. Nonetheless, they cause problems for Jackson and his crew.
I'm not so sure that when these guys get better, that they automatically go back into the starting lineup. I'm talking about Greedy. I'm talking about.
I wouldn't go that far, Les. I still think they're veterans. They're starters for a reason,
right?
Even though they are young, certainly Greedy and Denzel. But here's what I want to say, though. Thank you, Arizona Cardinals, for the gift of Steve Wilks. I very much appreciate, on behalf of Browns fans, that you were willing to move on from Steve Wilks after 1 year as Arizona's head coach. He's the DC now in Cleveland, and I love what I'm seeing from Wilkes. And here's what I've noticed over the years about the NFL, and I'm not the only one. Coaching matters. Scheme matters. Maybe in some other sports, coaching is overrated or managing's overrated. Not in the NFL. If you put your team in positions to win with good schemes and good game plans, it goes a long way. Not to take away anything from the Whiteheads and the guys who substituted for the Browns. But what you saw Sunday is evidence of good coaching. When a Steve Wilks can take an undermanned unit, go in there and handle the hottest quarterback other than Patrick Mahomes in the league.
Let me ask you this, because we only see what the camera shows us on the away games. But when they show Wilks, have you ever seen an assistant coach seem so totally in control or totally knowing that he's got that covered? It seems that way.
I love the guy. I love him in so many ways because that's one of them, the demeanor. Nothing rattles him. Now, I'm sure he gets into his guys behind the scenes at Lou Groza Boulevard, maybe in the locker room at a game, but you want to project calm, I think. A professional athlete, especially a youngster, wants to see the coaches under control.
Well, he gets it
they
that way
don't want to
with
see them losing their minds with these bewildered looks in their faces. Yeah. Wilks gives you that. He gives you that adult sense of calm, and he's running just tremendous schemes. And look what he did against the Rams.
Yeah.
He set the Browns up to win that game.
Absolutely.